night of the week, Saturday, because it is Saturday Night Slam. I am Sister Trashleigh, and here with me as special guest, secret surprise commentator, it is Bayou Butcher, Lazulis. Now let's hand it on over to them. They can tell you a bit about themselves. Take it away, Lazulis.
Sister Trashleigh, I am so excited to be here today. Some of you know me as the Bayou Butcher, known for my famous move, the Death Roll, member of the Sewer Syndicate, along with Rat Trap Skiba, Roach Coach, and the Play Dead Punisher. I'm really excited to be here today, really excited to step in and do this. A lot of people don't know, but I kind of just fell into wrestling. I thought there was a sign for lunch indoors, and it turns out it was for luchadors. And so that's how I ended up here. But I'm super happy to be here and excited to see what unfolds for us today.
Very good, very good. Famed luchador El Bayou Butcher Lazulis. We have got a number of rather exciting matches lined up tonight. This includes 2 title defenses. And we've also got a triple threat. Let's have the Bayou Butcher do a quick rundown of what we've got in store for you for this evening.
Woo, yeah, so just like Gene Kelly and Judy Garland, we got a triple threat. We got Bianca, Belair, Becky Lynch, and Jacob Fatu going in for basically the first person to pin someone wins. And then we have a promo. We have Alexa Bliss coming out to talk about the blundering Bulk Bogan.
Oh, Boo!
Yeah. And then, after that, we have a title match. We have, for the Interstellar Dumpster Championship, we have Stone Cold versus Nia. After that, we're getting into a tag team with Raquel Rodriguez and the Undertaker going against Shotzi and Jade. And to end it all up for the night, we have the Galactic Garbage Championships. We have Sami Zayn versus La Knight or LA Knight.
Heck yeah! Alrighty. Let's get this started. Here we go. Bianca Belair is, of course, our Cosmic Trash Champion. The belt is not on the line for this match. This is just a triple threat. Standard triple threat, non-title match. We're working on some #1 contendership here to see who gets to face Bianca Belair next for that shiny, beautiful denim and steel belt.
I do wonder if there's a chance that our friend Jacob here can also transform into a wolf, just like this other Jacob I know.
Well, that is interesting because he is also known as the Samoan werewolf. So, let's find out.
Who would you bet on this one, Sister Trashleigh?
I'm gonna go with the champ Bianca. We're gonna roll with Bianca. I do believe on this fine early evening. And it looks like Bianca's coming out here first.
Oh, look at that. That's just some great showmanship right there. Twirling the hair. She whips her hair back and forth.
And just look at that belt. I hear some boos coming from the audience. Some Bianca Belair not fans here, I see.
That's very interesting. I'm always curious because it looks like the crowd's pretty into it. It looks like the crowd is very excited to be here, is very excited to see her.
Most of the crowd is very into it. But I am still hearing some boos. A few rogue boos out there in the audience. Happens to the best of us.
Oh, but she definitely looks ready.
Bianca is always ready.
I wonder who's going to come out next. Let's wait and see. This is a moment of excitement. And it is Jacob.
He looks pretty ready, too. He's not really into all that pomp and circumstance. He's
Does a
gonna
little
be
prayer, and then he's ready to go.
He is taking a sweet time to get to the ring. We saw Jacob. I think the last time we saw Jacob was in that gauntlet tournament for the Interstellar Dumpster Championship. And I believe Jacob was throwing sledgehammers, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, Trashleigh, where would you put him in the ranks of these three wrestlers that we have coming out onto the ring today?
He is technically, I believe, the number 1 or number 2 contender for this belt. Becky lost to Bianca a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Dropped her in the rankings a bit. I believe she was number 1, but that was before Bianca had the belt, of course, which Bianca won off of Rhea Ripley last Saturday.
Oh, he's getting pumped up. It is interesting to think that if he goes into wolf form, what would happen with his clothes and some of his accessories. So everyone keep an eye out for that.
They would stretch to keep this PG-13. They are spandex. They're very stretchy. Now here comes Becky Lynch. The crowd is going wild.
That is a stance of power. That is a powerful woman right there.
Yes, indeed. And she is the smallest of these three, which I always like to note everyone's sizes for some reason. I do love size differences and seeing them with my eyeballs.
Now, what is Becky's signature move? What would you expect to see from her as she comes out here? What do you think is her strategy here?
There's of course, the Becksploder, which we have not seen in a while. I think she leans now more to the manhandle slam. We have seen some disarm her action. That would be a submission move.
Oh, we got some hate for Becky,
some
too.
more rogue booing from the audience. We got a rogue booer out here.
Now, I'm personally hoping to see some really cool moves that I used to do, like the password reset, and the weekend at Bernie's.
The password reset? I believe that move is banned here in TCW for being far too dangerous. I don't know how you live your life over there in that swamp luchador wrestling.
Ooh.
Oh,
you came in pretty strong.
Taking everyone out immediately and already going for a pin, but that was silly with Becky standing right there. Bianca, what are you doing?
Oh, thrown right into the ropes. The bounce is back, slammed on the ground. Ooh, dancing on her grave.
Oh, okay. Jacob finally managed to hit Becky after struggling with his depth perception for a bit. Bianca hit him with a DDT. Of course, weapons are legal in a triple threat. Becky's immediately going for a kendo stick. And miss.
Oh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Ooh.
Two running leg drops. Jacob puts a stop to it.
Wow, she just managed to pick that man up. Bianca going for some deadlifts there.
Taking a little break out of the ring. It would have made sense for perhaps Becky and Bianca to team up to weaken Jacob, but they did not seem to think of that. Jacob's throwing the kendo stick. He missed. Becky took out Bianca, but then Jacob took out Becky. Is Bianca going under the ring? No, Bianca was just taking a little nap out there.
Oh, slamming right on the fingers. You know that has to hurt.
And Jacob looks like maybe slipped on some sweat. Look out, Charles Robinson. Becky's taunting safely from outside while Bianca lays it into Jacob. Backbreaker. Is she going to do it again? Another.
Spin cycle.
Spin cycle and a pin! Is Becky going to break it up?
Oh.
Okay, 2 count. And Becky finally saw fit to get back in the ring. Scoop slam!
Ooh. Jacob howling into the moon.
Uh-oh. Middle row. Bianca slipped right in there for a pin. Only a 1 count, but then he reverses it. Another reversal. Okay. They're done with these roll-ups. Pin attempt from Jacob. Becky's in the way. You really got to make sure that third person is out of the way before you go for a pin.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to take the opportunity when it's open.
Becky yet again taunting safely from outside.
Oh, I bet that would feel really good if your back was stiff, what you just did there, grabbing both the hands. I think my chiropractor has a similar move.
Bianca reverses it. Bianca's in control of Becky again, but Jacob's back on his feet. Not even a 1 count. Becky's spending an awful lot of time outside of the ring.
Yeah, that's a move that we like to call the slow cooker.
It might be smart to do that slow cooking out there, let the other two wear each other out. But she's back in again. She was setting up for something with Bianca in the ropes, but Jacob grabbed her from behind. Just chucked her.
Ooh.
Just chucked her through the air like she weighed exactly nothing.
Jeez.
Kick to the face. Is Jacob going up top? He sure is, and Bianca's doing some running leg drops and a splash from Jacob. He's going for the pin, but Bianca is right there ready for it. She picking him up. Yep.
Ooh.
Jacob's out of there. Now would be a good time to try to pin Becky, or maybe for Becky to pin Bianca.
Oh, looks like that might be happening here.
Bianca's not going to tap. Just stretched her arm a little bit. Just stretched her arm. All right, Becky's going under the ring again. Becky's not shy about using the weaponry at her disposal. It looks like a baseball bat. Never mind, Jacob said no. Jacob's not a fan of baseball.
And it was a pastime.
And Bianca's not a fan of Jacob trying to get the pins. Now he's going to try a pin on Bianca.
Oh!
No, my God! Jacob Fatu just pinned the champ while Becky was flopping around disoriented. I definitely, my intern lost some money on that.
Well, you know, gambling on sports is always a risky thing to do, but this was definitely a satisfying match to watch.
Good way to get the show started. Very under control. I mean, for a triple threat. Relatively tame, especially here on Saturday Night Slam. Perhaps I have finally, at long last, gotten these wrestlers under control. Hopefully we won't be seeing any tomfoolery. Let's take a look at some of these replays real quick. No tomfoolery tonight. A very serious Saturday Night Slam. Bulk Bogan is suspended, just by the way, after his terrible calls last week. He's not allowed in the building this evening.
Wow, banned from the entire building. Interesting.
From the entire arena.
Do you think there has been much animosity from other members of the wrestling community against him?
The wrestling community? Well, I mean, no one's really a fan of just the blatantly bad refereeing that he committed. So, but we handled business with him after last Saturday Night Slam. Send him on home without pay for this week. He'll probably be back next week. But congrats to Jacob here for pinning the champ. Getting a pin on the champ. And I'm getting word from backstage. It looks like I spoke too soon. And it appears that we have, of course, yet another backstage brawl here on Saturday Night Slam. It appears to be Drew McIntyre and Trick Williams. We saw them have a normal, sensible, by-the-books match in the ring last week, and now for some reason they're laying it into each other backstage. I believe they're in one of the parking lots.
You know, I've heard about these famous backstage brawls that happen on Trash Wrestling, and yet I had never thought there'd be one when I was here. This is crazy.
There's always at least one backstage brawl on Saturday Night Slam. I don't know why. These people just can't seem to keep their animosity in the ring where it belongs. We got an ambulance here tonight, so that's good. Always good to have an ambulance on hand. We don't always.
Well, as long as they don't destroy that flower bed, I will be okay.
The flowers are in danger, but we've got several flower beds. And Trick Williams is slamming Drew onto this concrete. No padding out here. This is the parking lot after all. Cars don't need padding for their tires.
You know, in my day, we'd settle things in a mud rink, which is much softer than a parking lot. These guys show some immaculate and impressive grit for coming out here and trying to man it out on this pavement.
I mean, it looks like there might be some puddles out here to soften the blows, maybe a little bit. All right, it looks like Trick is stepping back. Is he setting up for... Oh, he dilly-dallied way too much, and Drew got him by his head. We're, of course, trying to get some security back here, but I've got security watching all the doors to make sure Bulk Bogan doesn't show up. So,
yeah, it sounds like a union problem.
I don't know if we can get one of those security guys back here to break this up.
And of course we have the infamous parking cones in the background, so we do want to keep an eye on those, as we know those can be very dangerous.
The most dangerous thing backstage. Cones.
Ooh.
And Trick is really laying it into Drew, which I did not anticipate. I'm not sure who started this. They were exchanging some words when we got back here. Probably about their match last week, in which Drew came out on top. And Drew has now turned this around. That couldn't have felt good on the concrete right there. But Trick Williams is a tough guy. Two tough guys. Doing tough guy stuff in the parking lot. That was right on his shoulders. And we've got a cone. Trick dodged. They're fighting over the cone. Trick's got the cone. Threw it down. Trick is not going to use that cone for evil. I think Drew might be setting up for something. Trick bounced right back. Laying it into Drew again. Slinging him across the parking lot.
You know there's going to be some road rash on them after this.
I believe we've already got some blood. I think Trick's head might be a little busted open, or is that weird lighting? I simply can't tell. It might be weird lighting from his glistening sweat. The lights from the ambulance look like blood in his... Oh no!
Through the car!
Trick, don't... Oh, he didn't just hit his head on the edge of that planter for sure. Watch out!
No,
fellas, don't damage that property. Our insurance coverage does cover this parking lot, thankfully. And that's it. It looks like Drew has knocked Trick out. Is that what just happened?
He definitely did, like, the existential dreadlock there and drop.
Is that... Oh, wait. Was it the other way around? Okay, Drew got back up. It happened very quickly, and it was behind that shrub. It was behind that shrub! Did Trick get the best of Drew? Drew died! Trick hit his face on the concrete edge of that planter!
Oh. Well, we do get word that the paramedics are heading out there as we speak, so hopefully not dead.
I mean, got too many people on the roster anyway. I am... Well. And Alexa Bliss is going to come on out. She wants to have some words. Have some words with us after last week, that atrocious refereeing with Bulk Bogan.
Now, Trashleigh, has Bulk Bogan shown up to the studio tonight? Has security done their job to keep him out?
He has not been seen yet. I have not heard that he has attempted entrance. He might be following the rules.
And what would be the consequences if he showed up?
More fines! More suspensions! Alexa is calling out R-Truth, who is not showing up.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if he's in the building. I know he wasn't overjoyed with the results of that match once he heard about what happened. R-Truth believed he won fair and square. And now, our first championship match of the night. Stone Cold versus Nia Jax. This should be a good one. Nia did have a week to recover from the brutal backstage attack by the New Day. And then, nope, last week she was beaten up backstage by Charlotte and Jade for no reason. Hopefully she is doing okay. May not be 100%, but a 90% Nia is more than 100% for a lot of people. And let's get going.
Now, Trashleigh, who would you expect to come out on top on this match?
Stone Cold Steve Austin has been pretty reliable in solos competition. He did have a couple bad experiences against the Iconics. They were very troublesome. But I do think Stone Cold will retain. Nia is stomping out. She's a large woman.
Well, you would think that would be your advantage in wrestling, especially in wrestling another large man like Stone Cold.
Nia definitely put up good fights in those 2-on-1 attacks that we've seen her in the past 2 weeks. She almost took out 2 members of the New Day, and it took a great deal of flexing and strutting to take her down last week from our beloved Trash Team champions, Charlotte and Jade.
There was a lot of posturing.
It was so much posturing. It was an unbelievable amount of posturing.
Ooh, and here he comes with his belt. And I do believe that is the Interstellar Dumpster Championship belt, if I am not mistaken.
Correct. That's the one with flames. The very important flames that look sort of also like tiger stripes. Because I love both tigers and fire. We got some more boos for Stone Cold, our rogue booer. Yeah! That's how Stone Cold feels about those boos. That was right at that booer.
And one would wonder about his pubic extension. He is very hairless.
His excuse me, PG-13! PG-13! His what?
His pubic extension. How far his hair has grown when he hit puberty.
Listen. I have never heard that particular phrasing before. He shaves. He's a clean-shaven man. It makes him harder to grab. Like, body hair is sort of like Velcro, and it gets, especially fighting Nia Jax, she's got all these sequins on her outfit that can snag on your body hair, which would be terrible. Imagine like your chest hair getting grabbed. So it's important to be smoothly shaven, because then you're harder, especially if you oil up or once you get sweaty, it makes you harder to grab onto because of the lubrication, you see.
I see.
It's for lubrication purposes.
As an alligator, I never had to deal with that.
The lubrication of his pubic extension.
Alright, we're gonna show off the belt. There we go.
She wants it. Thank you, Charles Robinson. Hold it up. Man, look at that beauty. Designed by professional belt artisan, me. You're welcome. This glorious belt.
Oh, right down on the ground, right off the bat.
With her head. Nia knocked him down with her head. Kicked her off. Now she's down though. Stone Cold's not shy about taking it to a lady after his endless feud with the Iconics, which I believe has now concluded. We'll see if they come out and interfere with this match at all. Running into Nia is like running into a wall of woman and a backbreaker.
I would call that move the Venom Snap.
The Venom Snap? What about that right there? Uh-oh. Again, he's down. Steve is having a hard time staying on his feet.
Well, probably the same thing that makes him slippery to hold on to probably makes it harder for him to get a grip on the ground and the rope.
Oh, the traction.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough friction because he's so smooth. Stretched him a bit. This is a bit startling. I'm afraid we might see a belt change hands tonight.
Well, it's always good to mix up accessories.
He won that belt in the Gauntlet tournament on the debut episode of Saturday Night Slam, of course. Heck of a gauntlet match. Great deal of chaos. Okay, all right. We ran a figure eight. It was a nice just sprint. She's just getting her blood flowing to throw him out of the ring.
Move.
Charles Robinson's a little bit in the way. Charles!
Oh!
Smacked him. I think Charles did more damage to Nia than Steve has done.
All right, he's standing back up.
Flexing. And Nia probably had enough of this showboating after what she dealt with last week.
Oh, no.
Oh, Steve has reversed it. He can also lift up Nia. Is he gonna drop her on the apron?
All right, we're back in the ring. That's a good place to be.
Finally. Jumped him and
Ooh.
Grabbed her, laying it into her face with his fist. Going for the pin. Trying to end this.
1, 2. Oh, okay.
Only two. You think it's gonna be that easy to test? Stunner! Stone Cold Stunner going for a pin again. Not many people can kick out of this. Nia Jax sure can. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. This is getting good. Kicked out of a stunner. Stone Cold's going up top. For an elbow drop. I gotta take off my bathrobe, which is what I was wearing here at the announce desk. Got a little sweaty. I do love seeing a Stone Cold Stunner. Got her in the corner. Again, Nia's definitely not 100% after being brutalized by numerous people backstage for the past 2 weeks.
No, and we got with Stone Cold's definitely not giving her an easy time here.
I think he's ready to hit her with a, let's find out, another stunner. And she said no! She was ready for that one. Picked him right up and going for it with her forehead again. Head versus head.
Oh!
Good stretch, some chiropractor moves again. Going for the eyes, that's frowned upon. Charles Robinson didn't see it, I don't think. Gouged the man's eyeballs. Got him good and disoriented. He's on the ropes.
1, 2.
2 count on the champ. Steve's taking her to the corner. Corner's a dangerous place. You can get trapped there, and it looks like that's what's happened.
Oh. And the crowd's not liking that. You can hear them.
No, they are. I think they're enjoying the action, but it's some mixed noises here. 3 is done.
3. All right.
Steve retains. We got some belt retention from Stone Cold. Well done. He remains our Interstellar Dumpster Champion for another week. Heck of a stunner he hit her with. Launched her halfway across the ring.
Yeah, that was a pretty brutal match to watch there.
Nia put up a good fight, but again, I feel bad she got her title shot after being beaten up by 4 people. 4. Makes me wonder if perhaps they were minions of Stone Cold's. I don't know what kind of alliances are brewing backstage.
Yeah, what is Nia's alliance in this?
Alliance. Nia has 0 friends. Maybe Naomi. I'm not sure. It seems a bit shaky. Naomi was taken out backstage as well by the Undertaker and Raquel, who were about to see in action. They are an unexpected tag team, Undertaker and Raquel.
All right, handing him back his belt. And it looks like most of the men in the crowd are pretty excited about that.
Boo! There is some booing.
Yeah.
Definitely some booing for Steve.
And I would say it's a pretty packed stadium tonight. That is good to see.
More boos. this is an interesting matchup here. Jade is one half of our Trash Team champions, but she will be teaming with Shotzi tonight. Shotzi is a friend of Jade and Charlotte. And it looks like Jade just likes to insert herself into every situation, which is fine. We don't mind seeing Jade twice a week, every week, because she is shared between both shows. I'm sure she'll do some flexing for us.
The Undertaker is a new one for me. Tell me a little bit in your expertise about what we should expect from him.
The Undertaker is a new one for you. He's our oldest wrestler. He's approximately 666 years old. He hails from parts unknown. I think he's died 30 times. He's performed in several, he's performed athleticism and sports in several other promotions. And he's unaging. He has stopped aging a long time ago, like when he was like 55, he stopped aging, and he's now hundreds of years past that. But I don't know how he got involved with Raquel, and they have apparently got beef with Shotzi. So Shotzi went to her shared pal Jade, probably with a reference from Charlotte. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. Raquel has a lot of friends, but they are all on Trash Day Night Fight. She is allied with the Judgment Day, but she is over here alone, and I think perhaps went to the Undertaker for some backup on Saturday Night Slam. And we got a lot of boos for Raquel. Raquel has a great back. She loves to flex. Show us her back a little bit. Are you ready? Look at this back flexing for us. Good back flex. And now for her unlikely partner here. The Dead Man.
Well, when you sell your soul to the devil, you can be around for a very long time. I would assume that's the situation here.
It is possible. There is some speculation he might be some sort of lich. Maybe even a vampire.
He has a very nice coat. I'm enjoying his coat.
It is definitely a good coat. I think we have a replica of that coat back in the archives. I don't believe it was damaged during any of those terrible brawls that took place in the archives. I think that coat, the real one he's wearing, it's probably made of human flesh.
Delicious.
Tasty, tasty, and he has the slowest walk. It's because he's stiff after getting out of his coffin.
Yes.
They did break my gravestone, my replica gravestone. And we got some boos for the Undertaker too. Brave audience members booing this very scary man.
You know, if I was a betting prop, I would put I think all of my teeth on this guy right here, on the Undertaker. I think that's where my alliance would lay. But it would be interesting to see. Let's wait and find out.
He's almost in the ring. He's nearly there. He's arrived at last. Look at the texture on his coat made of flesh. Here, human flesh is a bit hard to work with, so to get those textures.
Oh. And the hat comes off. You know that means business when someone takes their hat off. Oh! Does he even have pupils?
He does.
Oh, there they are.
Does. He's summoned them for us. Sometimes I think his hair might actually be attached to his hat, but then when he removes his hat, it dispels that illusion.
That is an impressive-looking man.
He's very, very, very big, and he's very muscly for an old guy.
Well, you know, alligators like us say things only get better with age.
Looks like he's chatting it up with his partner.
They're probably just, you know, making a good plan.
Shotzi's coming out with the tank!
Ooh, prop!
She should maybe fire some shots! Perhaps at the Undertaker.
Shotzi. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a cool looking helmet. Is there a story behind the helmet, Trashleigh?
It protects her head for if she falls out of the tank. You can't ride around in a tank without some sort of head protection.
Has she always rocked the helmet?
Only when she's in the tank. The taking care of business tank, mind you. That's its name.
Well, she's definitely, you'd think in a tank she'd move faster than the Undertaker, but she is also taking her sweet time.
It's the traffic laws. The traffic laws in the arena restrict the speed you can use coming down that ramp.
Oh. I might change my bet here. I might change my teeth bet.
I definitely am betting on Shotzi and Jade. We know Jade is highly inclined to flex and showboat, but not without reason.
All right, here she is.
Heck of an entrance.
Jade.
Let's go!
The suspension makes it better when they do appear. Ah, there she is.
Look at those muscles.
Oh, yeah, and look at that belt.
Another beautiful belt. Emblazoned with the hearts of friendship. She's not dilly-dallying too much getting to the ring. She owes us at least one more flex.
Oh, the crowd's definitely excited to see her. Here she goes, right, meaning business.
More flexing.
That is some impressive definition in her arms.
Sure is. And she's got approximately 37 abs. 37 abs, we can count them. Looks like Shotzi and Raquel are gonna get us started.
All right. Ooh.
Raquel immediately laying it into Shotzi with the backbreaker. And an elbow to the guts.
Ooh.
Not giving Shotzi a chance to do anything. Nope, only 3. I thought she was going to go for a 4th one. Oh no, Shotzi now in the enemy corner. Gonna see some double team action. See what they've got in store. Oh, did you see the height on that? And please look at the size difference between the Undertaker and Shotzi. Never mind. She got a punch in, but then there was a DDT. Never mind.
We call that the midlife crisis.
Shotzi comes up to maybe this man's nipples at best.
Oof.
This man's undead nipples. Alright, letting Raquel back in.
You know, it's very impressive how deep she can squat in those tight leather pants.
Those are surely not real leather. They are very tight and they are very shiny though. Doing some neck wrenching. Man, the boos are strong right now for Raquel.
Oh.
Just a one. Shotzi needs to get Jade in here. If she can make it. Raquel's doing some flaunting, a bit of flaunting.
We've definitely got a sign in the back. Some people are very excited about this match.
Got an elbow. Okay, we finally are seeing some offense from Shotzi at long last. She needs a tag though. Needs to get the fresh lady in. There we go. Smart move. Oh, and then Shotzi got a little sneak attack. Punched Raquel right in the back. Now we're going to see one of our tag champs at work.
Heck yeah, the fluorescent fighter.
Tag again. Shotzi get enough of a rest? Oh, look out! I think Raquel did a dive to bring the Undertaker back in. Oh, no. Oh, her little elbows. Right to his belly welly. God, the height. Like, she's having to stand on her tippy toes to reach his neck. Okay, they're going to double team him. This is probably a good move.
All right.
All right, we got Jade and the Undertaker. And Jade just took an elbow and then a heck of a... she's down. She's trying to get up. Didn't work.
Oh, a little bit of a grandpa shuffle.
Jade was back up momentarily. I'm really surprised. The chemistry between Raquel and the Spear! Raquel and the Undertaker, and I might take it back right now because, man, Raquel just took that. Heck of a kick from Shotzi, a roundhouse. Clawing at her back! Not Raquel's beautiful back! And then a knee to the face. Need to get out of that danger corner though, Shotzi. Looks like Shotzi's getting some sweet vengeance. Shotzi's at a bit of a size disadvantage, but she is very fast. Looks like we're getting another tag. Jade's gonna lay it into her in the corner.
I love it when Jade lays into women.
In corners and everywhere. We've seen relatively little flexing from Jade. I think she's taking this match pretty serious. Oh, and wants Raquel up, and that may have been a mistake. Enemy corner. Ooh. Oh no. Undertaker's tag back in. And a double shoulder tackle. And the agility of this large, very old man. Oh, she's got his foot. He kicked her off though. Oh, but he didn't see that coming. Ate her boot. 2. Only a 2 count.
Oh, got him in a spicy meatball.
Heck of a spicy meatball. 3, it's done! Did you see that pin? Did you see that pin? Jade and Shotzi got on out of the ring quick, but it looks like... Oh, look who it is. Mayonnaise and Uptown Amy are calling out Raquel and the Undertaker.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I wonder what they're up to.
Yeah. That's interesting, especially from Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise's normal tag partner is Omega Black, and they're, of course, members of the Garbage Gods, along with our least favorite referee, Bulk Bogan. But it looks like they want to take on Raquel and the Undertaker. And now, the main event is upon us. Looks like Sami is going to be accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. Famed manager Paul Heyman. So that's interesting if Paul Heyman has taken Sami under his wing. We did see LA Knight, as I like to call him, last week. He lost a match against Kofi Kingston, but retained his belt because it was by countout. So that was an interesting piece of strategy on his end, if you want to call it that, strategy. It's a way to retain but not win, because you can only win by pinfall or submission. Champion's advantage. If the champion gets counted out, they retain, but they lose the match.
And so Trashleigh, I do have to ask, it looks like most of our crowd is going for Sami here. Is that the route you would go, or do you think LA Knight has what it takes?
I don't know. After last week, I'm having some doubts. I'm having some doubts about LA Knight being a quality champion. And Paul Heyman can make a big difference. So let's see if Paul Heyman comes into play, cheering Sami on. Paul's one of the greatest cheerleaders. Look at him. He can rub his bald head for luck.
Oh, we got some boos already.
And the road booer, who I think has just booed everyone indiscriminately.
Well, I did say I wanted to hear those boos and hear those cheers,
yeah!
So,
I am cheering for Paul Heyman. My money's on Paul Heyman.
Now, you said Paul was a manager.
He's a manager. Paul briefly wrestled many decades ago. He found he was much better at the business side of things. He provides representation. He speaks on behalf of his wrestlers to me. Talks me into giving him matches, things like that. He can come in handy if you need to cheat a little bit. He's very slippery. Kind of a weaselly man. Good to have on your side, bad to have as an enemy. Sami usually plays by the book, so that's why I'm surprised he's got Paul Heyman in his corner.
Alright, well, I'm excited to see this.
Knight. Yeah! LA Knight is still getting some cheers even after last week. I'm not sure if last week was intentional or not. Him, just standing out of the ring until he got counted out. Unsure if it was a finagle.
But that many blows to the head, and eventually you're not going to always make the right move.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew where he was exactly. He has been a fighting champion. He's given a lot of title shots. But I think Kofi Kingston may have been a bit too much for him. He does owe, if he retains, he does owe Kofi Kingston a rematch. Or, if Sami wins, Kofi does deserve a little rematchy.
So of all the championships, we have the Galactic Garbage and the Interstellar Dumpster. Which would you say is the most prestigious?
The Cosmic Trash Championship, currently held by Bianca Belair, but maybe not for long after she got pinned tonight. This title here is the number 2, Galactic Garbage. The least prestigious is Stone Cold's beautiful belt, the Interstellar Dumpster.
Understood.
Time to hand it over to Charles!
And I would say Charles has been an excellent guy for this whole set, this ref here.
Great referee, except when he gets in the way.
And he missed the eyes.
He did. It was some eye gouging. He catches most things. He's very on top of it. He's one of our most experienced referees. LA Knight immediately with some chops. And into a torture rack and slam.
Oh.
LA wants him up. Sami got out of the way.
Oh, that was a big miss.
Paul Heyman's cheering on the outside. Maybe he's just a good luck charm for Sami. Whoa, cameraman! We're seeing Charles Robinson's armpit. Reverse it for some reverse man hugging.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Trashleigh. Exactly what I was going to say.
The backwards man hug. And this is the backwards downtown man hug. That sounded a little dirty.
Well, you know, it is a little dirty. They're down and dirty.
Paul Heyman is under the ring. He just slid in a kendo stick. Does Charles see it? Charles Robinson, we've got an illegal object in the ring. Charles has got it. He's going to throw it back out. Charles is not going to let that fly. Paul Heyman. Sami didn't even look at it. Sami's not a cheater. And he's getting his arm twisted off of his body.
You know, that's some ballroom dancing moves right there.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, I just heard someone from the crowd say rip his arm off and beat him with it. Would that be a legal move in this match?
That is not legal, but I mean, this is Saturday Night Slam, so it could happen. It wouldn't be legal, though. Oh! Springboard drop kick. Oh, Paul Heyman pulled off a turnbuckle cover while Sami is draping Knight. Let's see if Sami takes advantage. Right now it doesn't even look like he needs to. Head scissors. And into a pin.
One.
Only a 1 count. Did Charles see the turnbuckle? Charles, okay, Charles I think sees it now. Springboard to the outside. Alright, Sami's back in the ring. Don't leave Knight out there. He might not come back in. The turnbuckle is still exposed. That is very dangerous. It looks like Sami's smart. Might throw Knight back in.
Oh.
There we go. Get him back in the ring so he can't get counted out. Oh, Charles sees it now. Charles is repairing Paul Heyman's second attempt at cheating. Sami did not even attempt any of that underhanded business. Beautiful.
It is an interesting alliance.
I don't know what Paul Heyman's stake is in this. Juicy, juicy steak. Making me hungry, talking about steaks. Throwing him out again.
Well, it's an interesting thing to keep throwing him out because we know he might not come back.
Okay, he came back that time. I think he's getting a little riled up. I believe LA Knight has witnessed the cheating. Paul Heyman, yet again, removing a turnbuckle pad. Sami with a 2 count without taking advantage of Paul Heyman's slippery business. Oh, head is busted open. Way too close to the rope, Sami. The Knight's got some blood in his eyeballs. And yet again, Charles Robinson is repairing the turnbuckle pad for the second time this match.
The dangerous thing is he's repairing that pad. He is not watching the match. He is not seeing what's going on.
Not at all. A miss from Sami. LA put the brakes on, but it didn't save him from Sami's feet. And we have a new champion who did not cheat in spite of Paul Heyman trying so hard to cheat. And that is the end of the Knight's title reign, just like that.
Just like that.
Clean win from Sami Zayn in spite of Paul Heyman. Let's see if Paul Heyman continues to accompany Sami Zayn and tempt him with this cheating underhanded tactics. We have a new Galactic Garbage Champion here
now,
tonight.
I do have to wonder, Trashleigh, so, LA Knight had to have noticed some of that cheating going on, and the wrestling community had to have noticed.
Listen, there's a thing about wrestling, though. If you miss it, you can't watch replays because we record it all on VHS, and then we always lose the VHS tapes. It's a plot point sometimes, even.
Interesting.
I think LA did notice.
Here is your winner.
I'm sure LA is not happy about it, even though Sami did win clean, and we have got a new Galactic Garbage Champion.
All right, let's hear from the audience. Let's hear everyone cheer for Sami. Or let's hear them boo if they were going for LA Knight.
I think he's gonna get some boos. Some boos. And this was a heck of a Saturday Night Slam. A little shorter because I have an engagement. I have an engagement after this with some
everybody's
other
like,
wrestling.
oh great, the garbage has been taken out. I say, hey, I took out the garbage. Everybody's like, I can't believe you took out the garbage.
Took out the garbage. Thank you for having me here. It's been a great time. I hope I was entertaining for those watching and those watching both here in the arena and from home.
And we cannot forget Trash Day Night Fight will be at its regular time, 7 p.m. Eastern on Trash Day, aka Tuesday. Saturday Night Slam will be back at its regular time of 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will have Elbow Daddy back on deck next Saturday. And then Sunday is our second ever FPPVE event. Trash in the can at 1 p.m. Eastern. Trash in the can. There will be 3 ladder matches to win 3 briefcases, each containing a contract for a title match against one of our title belt holders. And we will be introducing not 1, not 2, but 3 new wrestlers, one in each ladder match. And then there will also be 3 other matches, maybe more, for some extra excitement. Trash Day Night is getting 2 new wrestlers, and Saturday Night Slam is getting 1 new wrestler. And we will be introducing those brand new members of the Trash Wrestling athletic sports team next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, I can't wait. And even if I'm not here, with you guys here, I'll be in the crowd. I'll be cheering. I'll be there in the stadium watching. It's very exciting.
Yes, indeed. And thank you, El Bayou Butcher. Oh my God. PG-13. El Bayou Butcher, not Bitcher. Lazulis. I'm gonna have to censor that for the replay, which you can watch on YouTube. The wrestlers are not allowed to rewatch the replays. And thank you for the follow, AMB Blader, who popped in as we were rambling. But this concludes this slightly shorter episode of Saturday Night Slam. And thank you for watching. Mark your calendars. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for more trash wrestling action.
Bye, guys.
That's it. There's some real wrestling on, and I'm gonna go watch it. Good night, everybody. Get out of here in a single file line out of the arena. Single file.